All right, good evening. Let's do the last video today. And there is just something that has triggered me to do this video, and it was the Magadi accident, all right? Many times we've had people actually present Kenyans as very bad people, thieves, robbers, scammers. This is one of the concepts that is not true. Ask me whether I want Kenya again, and only if poverty is erased out of Kenya, I'll be so happy to be in Kenya. All right? Because Kenya is one of the countries that has different zones with different experiences. All right? You go to Garissa, it's a very dry place, hot, but with some people can be quite philanthropic, all right? For example, if you are living in Garissa and you teach, you will be so happy that they really appreciate teachers, and anytime you close school, you will not be idle. You will be there coaching the students, and offering them what is necessary, all right? So I wish even I had done this on members packages only, okay? So that I encourage people to start coming on to members membership, so that we kick on with our program on serious matters. But the reality is some of these talks will be doing them on that package, so that we actually eliminate the aspect of thinking that every Kenyan is bad. And maybe we have people who are tempted to be bad in one way or the other, like scam, but in reality they have a good heart, okay? So if only they are coached and they are made to understand the reality of being good all through, they may be what we expect them to do. I know that you may not be watching now, but you may actually come later and watch this. Now, let's start from the Magadi accident, because I saw that and I said, okay, so we are not that bad, are we? Because Tanzanians, like the time Boniface went there to help intervene the aspect of, we call them what? The people who are actually facing the wrath of Suluhu. It was thought that Kenyans are very bad, Like when you watch those videos in Tanzania, Tanzanians were like, Wakenya waende kwao waache kutuletea shida, hisi nchi yao wameharibu kwao, wanakuja huku kuharibu, right? That was the story that was being sold. So it came out like Tanzanians began to think that Kenyans are bad people. And there was also a time that we had Diamond coming to Kenya, and they had a clash with our own major singer. Of course, I think you know him so well. And so people are like, Kenyans are not good people. But I tell you, there is the other side of Kenyans. There is something that people don't show about Kenyans. But if they are friendly people who can embrace you so easily, and they'll even try to learn your language, if there are people who can make you feel at home, even away from home, they are Kenyans. And if you are doubting that, I want you to go and start watching the videos in relation to people who come from America and come to Kenya. I've realized that of late, people are migrating from America and they are coming to settle in Kenya, if you don't know that, okay? And when you go also to, if you go to these sides, Donholm, for example. Guys, have you been in Donholm? Donholm is a mother of different people from Nigeria. You actually can meet Congolese people there. And if you're in Nairobi, the churches on the other side of Nairobi, and you go to church there, like on Jogo Road or Mombasa Road, you will meet people from different countries, okay? You will meet even the tailors from that is the Congo. I don't know why I'm saying Congo. There is a time I lived in Kitengela, guys, and I was amazed because I met people who are from Rwanda there, and they speak like Luyas, guys, You will hear them saying, Muhasi, Muhasi, Musete, all those words, okay? And you can actually understand what they are saying. So I'm like, Kenya is one of the best countries. If you don't know about it, we have very funny politics, and the worst of the times comes when we are annoyed. I don't know. We just have some we need to enhance our emotional intelligence, maybe, so that we don't burn our nation the way we do during post-election moments, or moments like when we had Sabasaba, and everything will be just cool. Kenyans, we are the most loving people, all right? If you meet our girls, you meet our men, they really have real love, all right? They can offer real love. So I think there is a part of Kenyans that people don't show. We only show sometimes the worst part, and that's why I want to start a package just to prove to you that Kenya is a real world. And in those packages, I'll just be showing you menus. I'll be going to different hotels, local ones, and I take a local dish, yeah, and show you why we should take it, okay? From Githeri, which is from Central, all right? Then we have, do you know the local food for the Luya people, for example? All right? And they have a variety. Talk of okra. Okra, you know, when I heard that the first time, I was like, what kind of thing is that? I was surprised that I have always seen okra in markets when I'm at Mwatate. Mwatate is in the coast, all right? When you're almost approaching Taveta borders, going to Suluhu's land, Tanzania. And these okra are sold very cheaply, okay? They are sold very cheaply. You can acquire as many as you want and eat your stuff. And a similarity to that is murenda. Okay, murenda is a local meal from the Luya people, and I think I need to start a package where I just prepare murenda with a lot of cream and eat it with all right, that kind of feeling. All right, we also have some other meals like you prepare from beans. You prepare some vegetables from beans, okay? You just roast the beans. Then once you roast the beans, you prepare a certain meal known as shidieni. I don't know how they call it in other Luya or other Kenyan accents, but I know that is one of the best meal. Now, if you come to drinks, every sub-tribe or tribe in Kenya has different types of drinks, okay, that were invented by our grannies, great grannies, and they were not meant to be drunk the way current people are drinking and sleeping in the trenches. No, that was not the case. It is far from what is expected, okay? So, guys, the idea that Kenyans are bad people, they are violent, it's not true. It's not true. You know what? I've lived with Kenyans who are so friendly. I've traveled Kenya itself. I've not gone so far in other countries. I've only gone to Uganda and Tanzania, okay? But let me tell you, I've traveled in Kenya, including Garissa, coming to Nyanza, coming to coast, coming to Kakamega, that is the western part. I've gone among the Luo people deep into right into the oceans, right there, Homa Bay, you know, deep into Usenge and all those parts. And I'm telling you, it is fun traveling this country in different parts of the country, okay? So we have also different diverse traditions, and they are kind of people who embrace different cultures. You will go to a place, you listen to music, you will get Lingala, okay? That music that makes you feel like, oh, I don't know where, okay? The kind of music that is so interesting. You can dance without sweating, you know? You can dance without actually sweating. And so Rumba is played in so many places in Kenya. So if you come by Kenya, I'm not advertising, but I just feel like today I should talk about what people don't know about Kenya, all right? There are so many things people don't know that are positive about Kenya. And I think I am going to start a package under my one of the packages of membership to just discuss the aspects of Kenya and what makes Kenya good, okay? As long as we have some other challenges, nobody misses challenges, okay? We have our own challenges, but I think if I compare the challenges to the good aspect of Kenya, even talk about the weather, talk about the different zones and the different weathers, okay? Then you will actually love it. The rivers, the oceans, the seas, the mountains, the hills, okay? You know, we have a Rift Valley within our country. We have the swampy parts of the Kenyan place. We have different kind of crops people plant. So let me just come here and play some video to show you something. Yes. What is it? Okay. So Katana is like, hi, hi. Give me the likes, okay? Okay, so let me just get to show you something here. Let me show you something, all right? And this was at Magadi Road, okay? So Magadi Road, there was a very serious accident. Actually, it was a sad moment. When I was watching that video, I was like, oh my God, I was tensed. And when I saw people running towards that car, I was like, they're going to loot, you know? The way we normally have the first thought of Kenyans are looters. Then I watched this video later on and I was like, oh, so they are not looting. They are there to rescue. So let's watch this video together with you and you will see how Kenyans are treated as if they are, you know, they are goons, you know, they are violent. But the reality is that, yep. Oh, that is Katete. I think that is, oh, Lunga Lunga Kwale, I've been there. I've been there, Lunga Lunga. And let me just remember the accent. Wamsara or something like that, okay? And they say, hey, what else? Because that is the Giriama people. There is a time I went to Lunga Lunga actually, and we went to Diani End. There is a school there. Which school? There is a school where people perform a lot of music. Most times when we go to across the you know, the ocean, and you know what? When you go across to Lunga Lunga, there is also the aspect of Kaya, okay? I think actually Bernard Katete, you can agree with me that there is the Kaya aspect that is very interesting. A natural forest with a lot of natural trees, some of them just smell like Vicks Kingo, you know? For those of you who ever met Vicks Kingo, you know some are babies who never met Vicks Kingo, but as for me, I met Vicks Kingo. If you didn't meet Vicks Kingo in Kenya, raise your hand because you are a baby, okay? If you only know Rob, for the nose and you don't know Vicks Kingo, you are a baby in the house, all right? But if you met Vicks Kingo, I went to that place, we were doing some research, and Kaya Kinondo, Kaya, there is a Kaya right in among the Giriama people, and we were welcomed so well by the people across the ocean. And I'm feeling like one day I should go back and just enjoy, you know, just enjoy the life right there, okay? So yeah, hi everybody. Let me show you some video about what people don't show about Kenyans. People don't show this about Kenyans, but Kenyans sometimes are very good people with a very sweet heart, ready to help, okay? So let's watch this video and tell me if Kenyans are not good people, okay? Let's see this. So there is an accident that happened. Just watch that. I want to start from the very beginning, okay? See that accident. The vehicle falls off, okay? Because it was avoiding that area right there, that area. And the driver made a miscalculation and fell off, okay? So automatically it would be expected that people would just pass by. But see this man, the first arriver, the first respondent, okay? And there is a woman wailing right there. And the brother pulls, imagine, our brother there pulls that first victim, and the other one also comes and they help, they pull him out and the lady out, and she comes out safely, and others are running there, okay? They have left their motorbike somewhere there, okay? More people are pouring in, and but like, oh, are they going to loot or what? But then we see that, okay? Some are jumping around here, okay? Now look at that. Now people are jumping out. And people normally say that when an accident happens in Kenya, people loot, but I saw no looting here, okay? What I saw out of this tattoo incident is that Kenyans actually embrace to help. So you can see what they are doing. They are crashing or opening this part of the car, and they are filling the environment just to help, okay? So that accident there, Lucy is asking what happened. Whatever happened, I think I'll be explaining once we are looking through that. Maybe let me stop and explain. Commercial break. So that is a commercial break. Lucy, hi, welcome in the house. So whatever happened is that on Magadi Road, that matatu 42-seater was actually plying on the road, and the driver was evading some Prado on the road, and through miscalculation, actually he miscalculated and the vehicle paved out of the road and had to fall off. Okay, so it was risking a life of 42 so that he does not crash into the Prado. Okay, so what happened when the vehicle fell off? People were trapped. Okay, because it has, you can see how it has fallen. And because many people say Kenyans are bad people, they are looters, they are violent, they'll steal. Just like Tanzania was coming up with that theory, I've also seen some people saying that when you go to every country, you'll find Kenyans selling even, the handkerchiefs on the road and what have you, and they are scammers. But that is not true, all right? So to prove that, now let's look at what these people do. They try to rescue. They decided to rescue. As you can see, everybody is leaving their task and coming to rescue, save from few who are just watching. Okay, so look at that. Look at that. As some are coming out on their own, others are being helped. Now I want you to see some lady will come out of here unstable. She was very unstable when coming out. Let's just check on that. In the top side, and after the other side has been broken, they were able to come out safely. Okay, you can see some coming out safely, some other matatus and going. All right, now look there. This lady comes out a bit confused. Okay, so the rescue mission continued. The rescue mission continued. Matatus were stopping to carry some of the people. Now see this lady here. That lady came out totally confused. I think you can see from here. Okay, see that. This lady came out when she was totally confused. See this one? One more. She was quite confused, this one. And you can see the border people. That's why I say we should respect these people on the roads. They are very, very friendly and ready to help, okay? So the lady was totally traumatized, confused, not even sure of what is happening. There is another case that you'll see here. And the vehicle is totally on the ground, okay? So the lady was helped here until she was stable enough. Here I go, bra. Okay, look at that. Yeah, the drivers, I think they should be more sober, because I saw the other day, I don't know whether you saw. Okay. Cynthia Wambui, welcome in the house, like the video. I always embrace you, are very good, loyal. Now look at her. Now she's sobering up because she was confused. Do you know sometimes shock can kill you? Most people die in accidents not because of anything else, but because of shock. Even before you know that you have had an accident, when something happens and you have kind of weaker aspect, you kindly find yourself dying. Now, Bernard is asking something here. Okay, Bernard is asking something here which is very critical. I need to also conduct a research about emergency doors, because most cars, most of these vehicles, I remember there's a vehicle that was also plying one day. We were within Nairobi and we were actually almost having an accident. And when you look around, you are not sure whether there's an emergency door actually. And I'm not so sure. This is something that deserves to be researched upon, Because this kind of vehicles, the vehicle that we saw right there, they are normally driven very recklessly by the drivers. And I think you saw my other reaction the other day. I did another reaction, though it was on Live Saga TV, my other channel, and I was showing clearly that some of the, the drivers on our roads are very drunk. You know, there is a day I travel at night in a small, we call them minibuses. Are they minibuses or just matatus? And I'm telling you, it was by grace of God that we arrived, because the driver was a bit, I don't know whether he was actually chewing a lot of miraa. And I think that miraa, although they pretend that it makes them awake, but somehow they sleep on the road, okay? And we just prayed God. When we arrived, I was like, oh my God, Alhamdulillah, finally we arrived, but not a good case, okay? So I am going to research on that Bernard Gatete to just check whether we really have emergency doors in these vehicles, because that is something. I'll just go by Nairobi one day. Then I'll simply be collecting data. I'll simply be collecting data around to see whether emergency doors are there. I know that I'll be bullied here and there, but I'll stand it. And maybe I just go among the conductors and ask some questions here and there and record the thing silently to know what exactly they hold. That is what I'm going to do with my packages. Whenever I get a chance to any town, whether it's Migori, whether it's Nyanza, I'll have to do that. Yeah, indeed, many people have phobia with the same as Lucy is saying, traveling long distance in Nissans. And actually, it is actually dangerous. I've seen many times, because there is also a day I was traveling from Mombasa, then Nairobi, then to Western. That was on 25th, 24th. And I remember the vehicle was also being driven at a very high speed, trying to overtake so many people, and it was quite risky, okay? Yeah, so indeed, using Easy Coach or any other procedure is the best, as Lucy is suggesting here. Yeah. Ethankin 999, welcome on board and like the video. I really appreciate your presence. Cynthia Wambui, where did you go? Okay. So I wanted also to show something to show that Kenyans are not that bad. Even though we have very funny experiences amongst ourselves, but we are not that bad, okay? So when you look at this, before the police came, before the police could come, people had been helped here and there. And now that vehicle, you can see it is almost empty, totally empty by the time the police are coming by, okay? Because in Kenya, also our police take a lot of time to respond. They take a lot of time. So that vehicle is remaining there without anyone at all, okay? But the people who are at danger have been rescued. Thank God for that. And we appreciate the first guy to arrive here. The very first guy to arrive here, and I think you saw, was a very good person, okay? The first person to arrive, the first Kenyan to have arrived here was a very good person. This one here. This one here. This guy here. Yeah, and you can actually go and watch Bike Nairobi. Bike Nairobi is one of the person who really has been doing a lot of rescue on the roads as a border, because being on the roads border see a lot of problems. And I think they deserve respect, even though we have some goons who hide among borders, but most borders are actually very important. Now let's look at another scenario which will paint Kenyans in a good picture, and I want that to be something that we should also see. But I'm not saying that we now fool ourselves and believe all Kenyans are good. We have those bad ones, but just few. All right. Now I want you to see this case in Voi. This is a case in in Voi, okay? And what happened in Voi is that there was a man who had stolen another person's phone, and he was running. So while running, he actually had been seen by a guy with a motorbike. So the motorbike guy decided that I have to rescue this person. So he helped him to actually jump onto the bike and be ferried to a certain place where the thief had hidden. and that is how he was helped. I think for those of you who know Voi, there is this Kenya Women's Bank and all that, the corners within Voi. So the thief had run and hidden somewhere there, but this guy helped. And I think one of the places I've really seen people willing to help a lot is Coast. Okay, I'm not saying that everybody there is good, but from the time I lived in Mombasa and I was walking around Mutwapa, around, these areas of Changamwe. There's a time I was across the ferry up there, the markets, even Mwembe Tayari. Then there is other Bakstan areas and Kachonjo. Though Kachonjo is a bit funny because we have a lot of, desperate people there. Then that time I was helping at Hamisi Boys, okay? So let's check here. And I've also been in Mwatate, that is around Voi, Mwatate, Taita Taveta, generally, Taveta itself, Wundanyi. So these people are not that bad. They are willing to help, most times willing to help. So let's see what helped at Voi, because the thief was actually found and beaten. And it's because someone decided to help the person who had been, stolen for, to reach the thief first. Now, I want you to be very keen as you watch this, okay? So here, this is the man who sees a thief having stolen, okay? And the thief tries to run away. Then this one reaches the owner of the property and carries him. Then they go after the thief. Let's see this. Okay. The thief has gone this side. Okay, for those of you who know Voi, you know this part. Kenya women and all that. Now, now, did you see this one? The thief has been found and the owner is actually beating him up. Let me play back a bit. I want to play back a bit so that you see the entire scene. Let's start from here. Did you see the thief? You saw the thief running, okay? So this man has already known and he slows down. The person who has been stolen for stops and beats him up, okay? Now we can follow on. All right, you see that? So guys, these are very interesting Kenyans. While some are bad, some are very good. So it's not always that every Kenyan is a bad person. You know, there's this ideology I've been just seeing around, especially since Tanzania actually received Boniface, Mother Karua, and other people are going there to serve the people who had been actually held, you know, under situation of lack of democracy. Okay, so people now think that Kenyans are bad, but I don't believe all Kenyans are bad. I believe Kenyans are very good people. Some of the Kenyans are working even in the USA. I've seen Nafula in Germany. Lucy here on this channel is also abroad, and so many others, okay? So Kenyans are not that bad. Maybe we may have a percentage of us who may be bad. I don't say that you should trust all of us totally, but we have a lot of good Kenyans, a lot of good stuff. And that is why I'm going to start a membership package that will just be focused to show the good side of Kenya, from food stuff to the dances to dressing and to aspects of charity. Yeah, so I'll actually be doing that to just show even the current life. Like there are people who do a lot of serious farming. You go to fish ponds, you know. I think I will actually be doing that. Lucy is saying that's what I do. Of course, I watched your channel. I should go back and watch again. Did you post anything recently? Because you had said you didn't have time and you also had a problem, or rather difficulties, which I believe God will take you through. So Lucy, did you upload anything recently? I'm not so sure whether you did because I've not checked, but I promise to check because you have always come handy for me. And I think tomorrow on that package, I'll start by showing a given dam. There is a dam near my place, and it's a very interesting dam. So I'll be showing it. And then another day, I'll show a very good river somewhere. Then I'll go to other matters. I'll be communicating with people who are doing like fishing. I just go do some stuff about the fishing aspect and the process itself. I go to another aspect of maybe rabbits, and then to other things. Okay, yeah, because I checked maybe a week earlier and I didn't see something new. But keep posting, Lucy. I think I just try to be posting something, even if it's something 7 minutes. Okay, just post something 7 minutes for consistency purposes. You can just post something for 7 minutes. And I think being abroad, you just, as you're going to work or coming away from work, just make a habit of doing a live stream 7 minutes, and that will be enough to cover the day. Okay. Hamsha Angilat. Hey, that's a very challenging name. Very unique. Okay. Hamshi Angilat. We began long ago and we're almost ending, but I really appreciate your presence. You can actually like the video, Hamshi Angilat, before I end it, okay? Yeah, so just try to do that. Maybe 7 minutes. Sometimes even if you don't have a specific thing, you can just talk to us about where you are, like the challenges of the place of work. Even if, for example, maybe from work to home to work. While you are going, you just place on the camera on live stream and share with us the challenges in that workplace. And then when you're coming from work to home, your expectations of the day, yeah, and then something that has happened on the way or something in the course of the day, some strange ideas. Imagine we will be watching that because indeed anything is essential. You know, I always say a line of something. For me, I share sometimes even church moments. Like when I go to church, I decide to record something and post. When I'm working to work, walking to work, I share. When I go to the market, sometimes. So all these are ideas that can come out. Or sometimes I watch something which is so interesting and I know it is not so much watched by other people, then I share it. So thank you so much, Lucy, Ethan Kin 999, Hamshi Angilath. We had Bernard Katete, we had Cynthia Wambui, we had Javi Maremo, Zayden Katana, and everybody else who came to watch. I know some did not show their faces or actually chat, but you are on my platform and I really appreciate for the 35 minutes you've been here. But actually, guys, if possible, I'm starting the membership packages. And when I start them, I really appreciate when you come to actually join me and support my work. I'll be so appreciative because from those packages, I know it is something that keeps a content creator running, okay? And it also makes their ideas wonderful. So I really appreciate. Let's meet tomorrow in other planned, you know, discussions or live streams. And of course tomorrow, as I've promised, I'll do the first members only package. And I really appreciate for your love and presence on my platform. I don't take it for granted because your presence here means a world to me. When I'm doing content and I don't have people to watch, then how would I really exist? But it's out of your love and your presence that you've really had to stand with me and enhance my growth. So God bless. Actually, may God bless you. I really appreciate. Let me go to other duties. Let's meet tomorrow. From 9, I'll be having a lesson, of course, for the grade 9. A lesson for grade 9, grade 8, 7, 8, 9, whereby I'll be focusing on a book known as The Last Laugh, okay? Then later on, of course, I'm planning to have show a dam somewhere, and then I'll be going to a reaction on Nyabohanse. Maybe from around 3, I'll be doing a reaction. And of course, I have to do some political aspect on my Life Saga TV automatically. Okay, so thank you so much. God bless.